Hey guys and gals, A here. Welcome to another episode of EDCQ. So today I have a pocket dump for you. Want to know what I have in my pockets, my thoughts on it, and some cool new stuff we have coming up? Come on back, because here we go! Alright guys and gals, so to kick off the pocket dump, where we always start is the watches. So I do use two. This is not unusual for me. I have a standard watch. This one is a Casio Pro Trek. It is solar powered, which I think is pretty cool. Has a lot of functional info, and I just like having a standard watch. Having said that, I also have an Apple Watch because I like the capabilities of it. I like being able to track my sleep, to track my heart rate, to track my fitness. I like having notifications come onto my watch, letting me know about things happening on my phone or things on my calendar. So I do indeed like the utility of the computer on your wrist, but it doesn't overshadow a real watch for me. Therefore, I have two. And then outside of that, we kind of go into my pockets. I don't have a flashlight on this jacket yet. I probably will put a small keychain flashlight on them. I just find them useful on jackets, so I frequently will put them on a zipper pull. If it's a jacket I wear a lot. If it's a seldom used jacket, I won't, but if it's a regular one, I'll throw a little flashlight right here. It helps using the zipper. It gives me a little extra something to pull on, as well as I always have a flashlight. So that probably will be added, but it hasn't been yet. And then inside of the front hand pocket, I have a few things. I have some Listerine breath strips. Still rocking the random Ranger band in my pocket that hasn't been used much on anything. It hasn't been used on anything that it permanently stayed on. And so it just keeps finding its way back into my pocket. I do have a small 20-sided die. That might actually make its way out of my pocket for a while. It hasn't been used recently. I do have a 3-year-old. He hasn't used that recently to play with or entertain him. But at dinner recently, it could have come in handy. So I might leave it in my pocket and be intentional about using it. And if it doesn't get used, then I'm just going to get rid of it. I've got some coins there. And then the Swiss Army Super Tinker. So this one has 3 holes right there. That is for a pocket clip to sit. Now, the holes are sitting right here. It's not a deep carry pocket clip. Like that much of the knife, actually probably that much of the knife is sticking out of the pocket when you carry it. Not to mention, you know, it's that thick. So it's a bulky item to be pocket clipping to your pant. If this is inside of a bag and you want it clipped somewhere so you can easily grab it, that I get. But as far as like clipping it to your pants pocket, just not... For me, it doesn't make sense. That's just really weird on a lot of levels. And so while I do love these scales, this is being pocket carried right now. And since I'm not using the pocket clip, I just have holes. So I'm going to take these scales off, put them on a different Swiss Army knife, and probably put that one into a bag. And then this one is going to get some new scales. And I'm actually going to put on it these scales that are the 91mm plus. So those scales are going to have the standard toothpick and tweezer hole. It will add an additional hole for a writing pen. And then right here on the little side that's notched out, there will be a hole here for a push pin. So I just got the scales in. That's one of the videos you can expect soon, is a Swiss Army knife scale swap. So these scales will come back off. They will go into another Swiss Army knife, and my new scales will go onto this. And this one has pocket lint. So this gets used surprisingly a lot. The most common thing I grab is the scissors. I absolutely love Victorinox scissors, and I love having scissors in my pocket. The blade gets used to open packages and envelopes and whatnot. So those two get used quite a bit. I don't often use the can opener, bottle opener. I know they have a ton of tools on there, wire strippers, drivers on the end. Those don't often get used for me, but they are nice to have, and they do make great pry tools, or, you know, what they're used for. But this is the other most used item, and if you watch the channel for any sort of time, you know, I love having a real Phillips driver, and so that gets used a lot for random stuff. But like a loose cabinet knob, the screws coming out of a light switch plate, like whatever it is, those things that I would be like, yeah, I'll get that later, or I'll tell my husband to get that later. Having this in my pocket, I just pop this thing open, go ahead and fix it. It's like 3 seconds, I'm done. So there's that. It's awesome. So that's what's in my pocket. My right pocket lower down on the leg holds my phone, which I'm filming on. My right back pocket has some cash, and it also houses the Wii Banter. So this is a knife I've been carrying for a few days now. Deep pocket clip, very nice shape. I really do like the looks of that blade. Color's pretty cool. The blue is nice, and flies out. Back flick, front flick, it don't matter. This thing's gonna fly out. So pocket carrying that, really like it. I mean, it's a Wii, so you're paying for it. The Civivi Baby Banter is a very similar knife, but much more affordable than the Wii Banter. In my back left pocket, I have a Hank. This is a brown topo, and that is by Gondak EDC. Highly recommend them. They have some awesome Hanks, and they have a Hank of the Month club, which I'm actually a part of. So definitely check them out if you like Hanks and are into them. So this is the last week of carrying this for a little bit of time. This is the Fenix E11. I don't know if you can see that. The E11. Really like this flashlight. So this is just a single AA flashlight, one mode. You turn it on, you turn it off. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. Sorry for the strobe effect there. I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to show you that there's no other mode. It's one mode. I think it's like 140 lumens, maybe 240, but regardless, great flashlight, single AA battery, easily replaceable, nothing to recharge, and it's one mode, simple use, user-friendly. So I'm trying to get into these because I've been using a ton of rechargeable flashlights with tons and tons of modes for so long, and I do love them. And I've got flashlights that have red light, or, you know, black light, UV light, or laser on them, like just tons of functionality, which is awesome. And there's a place for it, and there's a use for it, and there are needs for it. But there's also something to be said for just a flashlight. If this one goes dead, you throw in a new AA battery. If you don't have one, you can pick one up anywhere. Gas station, grocery store, you know, pharmacy, whatever. So easily replaceable, easy to keep it running, and easy to use or to hand to someone else and they can use. I mean, how can you not turn on and then turn it off when you're done? So this has been riding in my left hand pocket, and it fits in there great. It's actually really nicely sized to go in there. So this is, I've been carrying for a while now, and I really like it. I like using it. But I'm going to switch to the Fenix E12, the Fenix E12. So it is a very similar light. It is a single AA flashlight. It does have a pocket clip on it, so I will be able to clip it on. It is slightly smaller than the E11. It's much newer and is slightly smaller than the E11. And it has multi-mode. I think it has low, medium, high. So some of the things that I've fallen in love with this on, it's not going to have, but it is still going to be a single battery, AA size, easily replaceable, so that will still be there. And it'll have perhaps more functionality, and that's what I want to know. Now that I've gone back to a single mode flashlight of the AA variety, do I really like having multiple modes? So we'll see. But that is the Fenix E11. Highly recommend it. I don't even know if you can find it anymore, but I will, if I can find it, I will link it for you. And then, like I said, I will be doing the E12 now. I will switch out of this light into the E12, and we'll see how that one goes. So I got one more pocket here, and inside of it is a Bic lighter, some chapstick, and then my Raycon earbuds. So that's it. That's what I keep on my person. It is a lot of gear. There you go. You can see it right there. It is a lot of gear, but I like it. And it doesn't feel like it's that much when I'm using it, or, you know, have it on my person. So yeah, the new stuff we have coming up, I just got a bag in today, and I've already been carrying it. It just came in today and I carried it all afternoon. So I will be testing that out and then reviewing it. It's probably by a brand you've never heard of. I'm very excited to talk about it. And then I've got several sets of scales for Swiss Army knives, and then a few Spyderco pocket clips. So I'll be doing some modding videos showing you how to make knives your own and have some fun with it. So definitely stay tuned. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up, and I'm still in the lock picking series. I have a video coming up. I've actually got my lock picks right over there. I've got a video coming up where we try to break into not a clear lock pick or a lock that you can see the tumblers, but an actual lock I purchased at a local hardware store. So like real can't see through it metal lock. I'll be picking that next, or not picking. I haven't tried it yet, so honestly I have no idea if I will be able to get in or not, but I will do it on camera with you guys. I might even make that one a live. That way you know, like, this is all legit. And then the final thing that I'm so excited to let you guys know about, my buddy Rich over at True Budget EDCM Prepping, he and I are starting a live. We are going to do a weekly live video, Sunday nights, 8:30 Eastern. Going to try to do a half hour. We will go longer or shorter depending upon content that day. But we are going to answer your questions. So if you have an EDC question, if you have a prepping question, if you have a question for Rich or a question for me, send them in, write them in, watch the live and comment them, and we are going to answer them. It's going to be a live Q&A with RNA. So I'm very excited for that. We kick it off this Sunday, which is like the 28th. And it should be a fun time, so join us for that. It is live on camera, so any flubs we have will be right there to view forever. So come hang out with us. It's going to be awesome, and I will be back with lots of new content soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and remember, EDC, EDC.